Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. It's time for the predictions video. Yes, all of these new Rust skins rotated into the Rust store just a few hours ago, and we're going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment this week, or which of these skins potentially might give us some of those delicious-looking profits. Right, please sit down and start taking notes potentially. I've got quite a concerning matter to talk about, and if you are invested into Rust skins quite a lot, it's very important. All right? So, just a few days ago, I uploaded this video. And essentially, this is the big thing that we had to be concerned about. So you could go ahead and watch this as well if you want to afterwards. But the main point is, over the course of these next few months, we're going to be seeing player count go down. I'm sure you are aware. So this recent couple months, player count has been very good. But we've seen this before, you know. Look at July and August of 2022. Pretty good compared to the likes of September, October, and November. What happened here? Well, typically you could probably sit there and say, during July and August, loads of kids and potentially college students, well, they're out of school and college, aren't they? They've got a lot of free time. And of course, they're going outside. They'd rather stay indoors and play Rust. You get the idea. So, yeah. Loads of people playing Rust around here, very nice, but then they have to go back to school and college, and well, yeah, player count goes down. Not very nice. And with this happening, we tend to see less people playing, therefore less demand for skins, therefore lower skin prices. Not good. That's not fun, is it? But the nice positive thing in the future is Christmas time in December, and then after December, post-Christmas. And yeah. So take this into consideration. Around Christmas time, people don't go to school for a while, or in the Western world, and college as well. And some people don't work as much around the Christmas period, New Year period. So, again, with loads of free time, I'm not going to sit around the family now. I'm going to go play Rust. So, more people play Rust equals more demand for skins equals higher skin prices. Not too hard to understand that. So this is a routine thing that happens basically every single year. Let's show you 2021 as well. So, yep, July, August, pretty high player count. September, October, November, 69,000, 65,000, 69,000. Look at the sharp drop from here to here. What the hell happened? School. So, yeah, this routinely happens. But then, look, Christmas, post-Christmas, much better. So please be aware of this. It happens pretty much every single year, but there's something extra that might be happening. See, we've been waiting for this for a while. There's a fairly decent chance we're going to see Counter-Strike 2 releasing soon, or Source 2, or whatever you might call it. So the public release of Counter-Strike 2 or public beta release, we're not 100% sure yet. We think that potentially might make the whole problem a little bit worse, because also, take this into consideration, you wouldn't be too surprised if a lot of people who play Rust might also play CSGO. And with the proper release of CS2 coming out, maybe quite a lot of them would probably be more invested playing that when it releases rather than Rust. So essentially, Valve, it's expected they're going to release it probably any moment now, or any day now probably. Proper release or public beta, we're not 100% sure. But yeah, when that comes out, it might make it worse in terms of the player count for Rust. So please keep that into consideration. And of course, much worse for our Rust skins. Less people playing, less demand for skins, lower skin prices. It's expected skin prices are going to go down. So I've put that all out there to you. I'm sure you got that in your head now. But there's also more that you need to be concerned about. So throughout this year, if you've been, listening to me and whatnot, you've probably done a whole bunch of buy orders on Rust skins, haven't you? Well, now you have to really keep an eye on all of them. Because with prices going down, if your buy order is too high, what's going to happen? If we go back over to here and look here, yeah. Turns out the UAP pilot furnace didn't retain its value. Oh dear. So here's the problem. I wasn't doing a good enough job keeping an eye on the price of this. My buy order was too high. And well, a lot of worried people thought, oh no, it might be going down in price more and more. I'll just sell to the highest buy order. I'll get some money back at the very least. Yeah, so this very likely could happen to you as well. You need to keep an eye on all the buy orders that you did this year. You could look at all of this. Yep. See all of this? See all of that? Yep. I have to keep an eye on all of these. I have to double check them every now and then. Just every now and then will be helpful. But please take into consideration, right? if your buy order is fairly high and the lowest listing is pretty close to your buy order, yeah, you're very likely going to have one random day where you might look at your account and find out you probably bought 50 of that skin. But if you took into consideration there's a fairly decent chance that the price of that skin's going to go down in price, maybe consider removing your buy order. And if you still want to buy them, but know that it's going to go at a cheaper price at some point, just consider offering a cheaper price. It's as simple as that. So consider removing the buy order and offering a lower price. That's not too hard, is it? So, yeah. Just, put the effort in, just look at all of them. It's not too hard. You put the effort in to figure out a decent price and do the buy order fast enough. But yeah, if you want to play it extra safe and not randomly find out you spent $60 on some stupid pixels, I'm pretty sure you would want to keep this in check. So monitor your buy orders is basically the point, because if you don't, you might randomly spend all of your money and you won't be able to keep doing, investing. You might not be able to keep on doing buy orders. And that's not fun, is it? So I've given you the warning. I've shown you what could potentially happen. It's up to you now what you do. All right? So I'm hoping all of that has kind of got you prepared for the next few months. Because from here on now, there's a very decent chance we're probably only going to do buy orders now. With the financial perspective, we have to take into consideration that we don't want to spend too much money. So, yeah, I'm sure that's understandable to a point. Right. So, let's try our best to figure out which of these skins potentially might be a good investment, because I'm not super invested with this week, to be honest. I mean, that's not too surprising to hear. I've heard a lot of people not exactly being super happy, but don't forget, just because there's not a lot of interest doesn't necessarily mean you still can't potentially make a profit out of these skins, all right? So everything here today is a hard maybe, all right? So I'm going to just go through what I can, and you just take that into consideration, all right? Cool. High quality metal tier 3. Right. So this is the beginning of a brand new set, and you should be aware that, of course, there were some weapons that were released earlier this year as well, but I wouldn't really put any money towards that at the moment. I'm not super confident we're definitely going to see more of this. But the main point is, new core piece. Core pieces being tier 3 armor, tier 2 armor, and hoodie and pants. If we do see hoodie and pants for the likes of high quality metal, tier 2 for the likes of high quality metal, this will go up and down, this will go up in price. It doesn't matter. This happens to every collection. Even if it's not super in demand initially, if there were to be new skins accepted, more specifically new core pieces, then there will be a spike in demand and there will be a spike in price. Now, what we also tend to see is when we see new core pieces being submitted to the workshop, we also see anticipation purchases. Some people noticing that the newest core piece has been submitted to the workshop, there's a fairly decent chance it's definitely up in the running for potentially being accepted in the future as well, for a future Rust store. And we know, as I just said, if we see them being accepted, there will be a spike in demand, spike in price. So people jump in early and try and buy out some stock. Now, fairly recently, we did see that with the likes of the Abyss collection. Loads of people saw that Abyss Tier 2 was submitted to the workshop, so loads of people jumped in and bought out some Abyss Tier 3 armor. Unlucky today, we didn't see that being accepted. But anyway, we could potentially see that happening with the likes of the Abyss Tier 3. The high quality metal Tier 3 here. So it's just routine. We've been through this many times. Remember when we talked about this with the likes of the Reptile Hunter? Started off with Tier 3, and then we, of course, saw more pieces being accepted, and that Tier 3 armor went up in price pretty nicely, didn't it? So, yeah, by default, we could potentially see more of this collection being made and submitted, and it'll be all the better for this. This is also abnormal, so I don't feel the need to rushing into buying it. I'd rather wait it out and look in the workshop and see if there's no. Has anyone even asked? No one's asked, hey, are you going to make more pieces, hoodie and pants, tier 2? Someone needs to step up and do that. But if Diaz does go ahead and confirm that, all the better. But yeah, I don't want to rush into anything. I want to keep an eye on the workshop, see what happens over the weekend, and as of Monday, if we do see a new core piece, all the better. I would feel a whole lot more confident, and of course, I might offer a better price. But I'd rather do my abnormal buy orders first, look at the support afterwards, then make a decision what likely might happen afterwards. But by default, I might just stick with the buy order. So let's just see how things, play out. But there's no need to rush into anything. Sounds good? Okay, so we'll leave it for now. Keep an eye on the workshop. So, after that, what else am I potentially looking at? I will probably say hard maybe as well to the likes of the Pirate AK-47. So let's just get this, understood. AK-47s have a problem. There's far too many of them that exist, or more specifically, AK-47 skins. Whilst loads of people like to use the AK-47 in-game, look at all of the selection that you have in regards to a skin. And this is a problem, especially with the newer skins, because if you don't stand out and look interesting or are part of a well-liked collection, people probably won't care about you. And of course, the AK-47 skins that don't, get any attention tend to immediately go down to around $1. Not a very nice future. So by default, Pirate AK-47 is part of a well-established and liked collection, that being the Pirate Collection. We made quite a lot of jokes about this being a budget blackout set. It probably can still be considered that. So earlier today, when we did the Rust rotation stream, and which of course will be the video, I made a joke about how this potentially could be the budget blackout AK-47, ha ha ha, but at the end of the day, pretty cool design on the sides, mostly black, red tip right there. It's actually a very nice AK to use, and of course affordable, but there's something else that was mentioned earlier. Someone made a great point that this isn't the blackout AK-47 budget option. No. It's a Dragon Rage counterpart, and that made a whole lot more sense. Get a good look at how this, collections, got set up. All of this clothing and armor, then finally we got a weapon, that being the AK. Well, how did the Dragon Rage get set up? So if you aren't fully aware, Dragon Rage came out last year and was also considered a budget blackout set. All of this clothing and armor was accepted first, and then the first weapon to be accepted, Dragon Rage AK-47. Wow. But quick point, this sold for $3.49, a higher price compared to the likes of the Pirate AK-47. But the main point that I want to get across to all of you is, how did this behave over the course of last year? So just to quickly confirm, this is selling at $2.80 at the moment, which of course, not near that $3.49 price. However, are things going super great at the moment? Not really. So look at this. Look at its whole timeline. When it first released, down in price, not good. But then things kind of got a little bit better around July, August time. Oh yeah, get a good look at that. Went up in price. But then September, October, November. However, here's another point that we've got to get across. At the very end of October, we tend to see rock bottom prices for most skins. But for most skins as well, we tend to see a very nice rise in price post-Christmas time. See that? January, February, selling for about $4.50 here. So right here, just under $2. Right here, $4.50. Very nice. So again, it's not too hard to see. When times are bad, price go down. When times are good, price go up. When times are bad, price go down. When times are good, price go up. Wow. Do you see this? I won't be surprised if this basically emulates how the Dragon Rage collection behaved as a whole as well. Which is basically what I'm going to say is likely going to happen to the Pirate collection. I think we're going to see some prices go down from here and now. Probably hit rock bottom around towards the end of October. But of course, with loads of people returning to play the game, and we see a very nice climb up for the likes of post-Christmas, yeah, we might see the likes of Pirate Collection do very nicely around here. So, main point. I get the feeling this very likely potentially might be going below its rust price. Wouldn't be surprised at all. But I also see it climbing up very nicely when loads of people return to play the game and enjoy it. And hey, how much is that Blackout AK-47 right about now? Let's just go take a real quick look. Blackout AK-47. Can you... Oh, it's going to be AR, isn't it? Sorry about that. Okay, so that's about $15. Okay, yeah. So, would you rather buy this, or would you rather buy the much more affordable option? I think a lot of people would probably go with the much more affordable option. That's basically the whole thing about Pirate Collection. Why spend this amount of money on Blackout when you can just buy Pirate skins instead? So basically, all of this potentially might struggle for a fair bit over the course of these next few months. But, post-Christmas hits, suddenly it's all back in a positive and selling quite nicely. That was always the expectation with this, by the way. But I've kind of just illustrated all of it to you right now. Sounds good? Right. Perfect. So that's probably very much going to be just a buy order. Financial perspective, guys, please remember, we've got to play it safe. We don't want to accidentally spend too much money, otherwise that could badly affect our profits. Right. Burrito Bag. This one's a really weird one. I mean, just look at it. Oh yeah, I want to, sit in there and get all nice and greasy. We haven't really seen a sleeping bag like this before, have we? So if we just quickly take a look at all of them, how many food-related sleeping bags have we had in the past? I remember some attempts for like chocolate ones and whatnot. No, that's not really chocolate, is it? I'll be honest with you, I don't think we've had another food-related sleeping bag in the past. So, from here and now, how many skin creators do you reckon are going to be making a hot dog bag or oh, kebab bag. Yeah. So, pizza slice maybe? Oh wait, tray pizza. Tray pizza. Yeah. So anyway, how many skin creators do you reckon are make food-related sleeping bags from here and now? Probably quite a few. Are they going to be successful? I don't know. But do you reckon anything is going to be as goofy as this? Probably not. But there's obviously a great benefit to this. It's abnormal. See that? I don't need to rush into buying this. I can do my abnormal builder first, look at the support afterwards, then make a decision afterwards if I want to, actually go ahead and buy this. See, abnormals can be very helpful, especially around these times. So if we want to play it extra safe, there's no rush, buy order first, look at the support afterwards, then make a decision maybe on Thursday. Alright? Very goofy sleeping bag. But when you look at all the sleeping bags this year, how are they currently holding up? Well then, yeah, that's a little bit awkward, isn't it? So, yeah, are you feeling motivated now? It's awkward, so maybe it's just going to be a case of doing a buy order. Fair enough. So, hard maybe, but I don't really see anything as goofy as this being ever submitted or potentially accepted. It's up to the skin creators to go really wacky with that. So, anyway, cool. Let's look at what else potentially we might want to pick. Now, with the likes of the doors here, you might sit there and say, yeah, that's a perfect door right there. Perfectly blends in with the likes of the tugboat. Oh, yeah, sweet. The Adobe decorated door perfectly blends in with the likes of the Adobe building skin. Okay. Is that all? There you go. So, very specific usage. But is there enough people that, use tugboats? Is there enough people that own the Adobe building skin? We should also take into consideration how many sheet metal door skins have we had accepted so far this year? And, of course, overall, too many. Get a good look at that. That's not looking good, is it? Nope. Yeah, this is awkward. The vast majority of these sheet metal doors not doing good. In fact, there's only one that's currently in the positive. So, yeah, welcome to September, October, November time fun. It's great. Yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of negative from here on now, but that doesn't necessarily mean we still can't make a profit out of it. We just have to make a very smart decision on what amount of money we might want to offer for our buy orders. That would mean we have to wait out a bit, look at the amount of sales, then make a consideration. But I'm not confident in these, all right? So I was just mainly talking about them potentially not being a very good investment. But again, anything can be an investment if you offer just enough of a low price. Yeah, that makes sense, I'm sure. So I'm not confident in them doing super great, but maybe if I offer a low enough price, it might work out all right in the future. I'm not that confident in the Black Gold Crossbow based on the price it's selling for, that being the main problem, because if you were to take a look at all the crossbow skins that currently exist, well, for $3, instead, I could probably get the comics crossbow, I could potentially make that quarantine crossbow, retro wave crossbow, rainbow pony crossbow. Yeah, do you see what I'm doing here? I'm making some comparisons and looking at the past, and there's other options available. So, do you understand that this is probably not going to retain its value? However, during good times, maybe it might do better. Maybe. It's also abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. You get the idea. Buy orders first. Look at that afterwards. But I am a fair bit concerned. But it also might not sell that much. Bigger rust ore than normal. Everything here, I don't think anything here is going to probably do over 20,000 sales. It doesn't really look like it. I think it's going to be a tame week. It's probably going to be a tame week. So if this doesn't sell that much, all the better for the skin as an investment. Maybe not for the skin creator, but as an investment, that would mean a lot less people bought it in excess, which would mean it would have a much easier time to go up in price as an investment as time goes on. I hope that's understandable. So I'm concerned about that. So honestly, out of all the other things, I feel like there's only one more skin. There's only one more skin that's worth talking about potentially as an investment, and it's the Ladybug Cosplay boots. So essentially with this, right, this potentially could be what's a better way of saying it? A potential motivator for the skin creator himself, Mr. Emilio Frito. See, last week we saw randomly the Chameleon Thompson being accepted. What did that, push Emilio Frito to do? It pushed him to make a version 2 of his Chameleon AK-47. It pushed him to put an effort in and continue the collection, because Chameleon collection was initially made quite a year or so ago, but none of them were ever accepted. But because we randomly saw the Chameleon Thompson being accepted last week, which I can show you right here, it made the skin creator think, yeah, you know what, I should probably go back and make all of the other Chameleon weapon skins a version 2, and he did that. So with the likes of these boots over here, it could potentially be the call that Emilio Frito might potentially make a version 2 of his tier 2. So, if we see that being accepted, these and this will be going up in price. We'll be seeing a spike in demand and a spike in price. Oh yes, 100%. So, that's another potential maybe. It's more about what happens next, rather than what specifically happens to these. By default, Ladybug Cosplay boots, we don't really see that many boots, crash really bad. Oh, okay, maybe those ones. But that, over 100,000 sales, bit different. I don't think these Ladybug Cosplay boots are going to sell that much. Again, much like how I mentioned this, there's a lot of skins out this week. This might not even do 10,000 sales. All the better for that. As an investment. So, hey, do you reckon we'll see Ladybug Tier 2 version 2 being made at some point, maybe this weekend or next weekend or the weekend after that? And do you reckon we'll see a full collection of Ladybug in the future? Potentially. But remember what I said. If we don't see too many sales, it could work out very nicely for it. And if we do see a core piece being accepted after this and it didn't do that many sales, it's going to be a lot easier for this to go up in price. Yes, 100%. And so with that was all the skins this week. There was a lot of concern to, really get, throw out to all of you, but it's definitely going to be helpful. If you are aware of the situation and the bad things ahead of us, I'm pretty sure now you know how to approach all of these things. And it very likely will mean we're probably only going to be doing buy orders potentially for the next few months. But this is routine, happens every single year. Now you know. All good? So, sorry if that was a bit wordy. Honestly, I thought I was going to do a shorter video today, but I had to get all my concerns out. And it's up to you now. It's up to you to put that effort in. Yeah? Sounds good? Right, perfect. Thank you very much for watching me today, and best of luck to you, and have fun during the weekend. Keep an eye on the workshop, and yeah, all good. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.